apostrophes and contractions, and then we have our commas, conjunctions, and our compound sentences all together on week 4. So again, week 1 through 4, this is your English. Y el plan anual de tercer grado en español empiezan en la primera semana con puntuación y después continúan con puntuación, pero agregan conjunciones. Y después en la semana 3 tienen oraciones compuestas y después oraciones compuestas con los artículos. Y como digo, pueden ver que es un poco corto las segundas 6 semanas con solo 4 semanas a comparación de las demás. And this is pretty much what we went over. Second 6 weeks English, again, capitalization, Spanish punctuation, and so forth. So just a comparison and side by side based on what I had just explained on the previous slides. Again, if you do have any questions so far in terms of the yearly plan, let us know on the chat and we could go ahead and start. So the writing guideline in English looks like this. Again, everything stays the same. The only thing that we added was on the red, right? So if you could tell, Monday we have, and we'll go over the slides right now so that you could see. So it just basically summarizes to where, okay, it's letting you know that you could refer to slides 1 to 3, which is the anchor on Google Slides. And again, we'll share that right now so that you can have an idea of what we mean. The anchor chart and the video on mints, right? So it goes hand in hand with capitalization. And then on Thursday, in that same slide, you could do the interactive activity with an exit ticket. And on Friday, capitalization, the evaluation. So this is new. I know a lot of teachers were excited about this aspect, because we actually added that evaluation for you so that it could be easier for you to get grades, right? And I know that was in the virtual aspect. So it's pretty much similar to the reading curriculum. So we added that for you. Now, do keep in mind, I do want to stress this right here. It's Monday, you know how we have it on Monday, Thursday, Friday, but it's going to be, this is just a suggestion. It's totally up to you on how you want to play around with it. You know your students the best. If you want to do these, and again, we'll share how it looks, and you're going to be able to tell where you want to move around and where you want to upload them and so forth. You could do it on Wednesday, you could do it on Tuesday, you could test on Thursday, go over it Friday, however you want to play around with it. This is just a guideline, this is just a suggestion. But again, like I mentioned, once we share those and how they look, you're going to be able to tell where you want to input them in your lessons. And this one's the one in Spanish. Otra vez se queda igual, todo. Lo único que agregamos viene siendo lo que es las notas, ¿verdad? Referencia que pueden usar, y como había mencionado en inglés, es solo una sujeción, ¿verdad? No lo tienen que seguir de paso a paso el jueves o el lunes o el viernes, lo pueden mover y ya después podrían, cuando vamos en más detalle con eso, pueden ver dónde lo pueden acomodar en sus lecciones.
Okay, so we provided basically what would be like an overview of the week. So again, we provided like a visual just so you can see that on every single day, Monday through Friday, the same that we were doing before, like we were doing it before, you would do the journal, which is the 40 Ferrier I do, we do, you do. So that has to stay because it's just very important for the kids to be able to like expose to writing, to their motor skills. So that's gonna stay. And we put the little sphere because I don't know if you all are familiar, I'm gonna show it later, but that's the program that we recommend that you use, the sphere, to be able to use your projector. I know if you use Google Meets, as soon as the connector, it catches that it's connected, it'll just show the screen. But I know me personally, I don't like it because it looks backwards. Like I see it backwards here, so I don't really know what the kids are seeing. So we recommend doing the screen. But on Monday, you would do, of course, your journal, and then you would be able to use the anchor chart that we provided. And like Ms. Dalet said, we're gonna go over it, and you're gonna see. So on Monday we specified like you're gonna use slides 1 through number 3, 1 through number 2, which would be your objective, your video, and then your anchor chart. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, your journal. And then on Thursday, your journal, but then that's where you're gonna have that interactive activity. And you're gonna see right now what we mean by interactive. We try to make it in a way that the kids could like, drag items, underline, and stuff like that. And then on Friday, you're gonna do your journal, but you will have that evaluation, which is gonna help you for the test. Like Miss Dalet said, Miss Juarez, this we put it on Thursday just because when we were looking at like let's say you're teaching nouns, you're not just teaching nouns, but you're teaching singular, you're teaching plural, you're teaching proper nouns. So even though it's one topic, you could say there's like subtopics under them. So that's why we chose to do it on Thursday. But I know I heard like a really good idea that I liked. I know some teachers put it on Wednesday just so that they could go over it on Thursday with the kids and you could clear misconceptions and then you can have them ready for Friday. Entonces sería lo mismo, la misma sugerencia de lección en español, en inglés sería lo mismo. So, can you move the slide, Miss Juarez, please? Okay, so this is what it would look like. You would have, this is the interactive, and right now Ms. Juarez is going to model the English, I'm going to model the Spanish, and then this would be your evaluation, which is your Google form. It's in a quiz form, and this one grades automatically, so that's the really cool part about this. So I guess if you want to start, Ms. Dalet.
Yes. So let me exit out of the presentation. Alrighty, so once it's shared with you all, you're going to have the writing virtual curriculum. When you click on it, you could go into the English. Oh, I don't know why that comes out, sorry. English and then the Spanish. So I'm going to go over the English. Then you have second, third, fourth, and fifth. We'll be covering third grade. And again, we're focusing on the second 6 weeks for this presentation, but just so that you know and have a heads up, everything else is going to be similar and aligned the same way when it comes to the virtual, what we added. So for the capitalization, for example, for week 1, you're going to have your anchor chart, your Google Slides. And it's going to look like this. So right now I'm just going to be presenting on how it could go a little bit more into your lesson, how you're going to present it to the students. And like I said, it's just and then later on, Ms. Flores will show you how you could upload it as an assignment in case you do want to do it on either together or separate and so forth. So the very first slide, and once we go back into the guideline itself, it says on Monday, it's suggested you could go over slide numbers 1 through 3 on Monday, right? Since it's, the overview. And then you have anchor charts. These anchor charts are we pretty much got them aligned to capitalization. Some of us use the mints, they're uploaded on SharePoint, and the capitalization anywhere. We just went based on what would help out in terms of, what we're doing and the rules itself. The next slide, which is this third one, is your video, right? So we looked up videos, whether they're on YouTube, on BrainPop. If you do see any on BrainPop, then you will just have to log into with your credentials, and you'll be able to view them. So if, for example, if I click on this, it's going to take you directly to a YouTube video, and you're going to be able to share it with your students. And that's just giving you an example. So the M stands for month, then you have the next one, I, and so forth. This one's just a demonstration video, but there's some that are more like with the voices and so forth. So that's the video itself. Again, these are the ones recommended from on Monday, only because they're the ones that are, presenting the skill itself. So the next slide is actually going to go more into detail of the interactive activity that we came up. Some, they go hand in hand in English and in Spanish, or, they're a little bit different based on the skill because they are a little bit different. So for example, this is the way it's presented. Again, Ms. Flores will share how you could either create it, you could do it as a whole group together with them, or you could just created as an assignment on Google Classroom. And like I mentioned, Ms. Flores will go over that. So basically this one, it just gives us a instructions, drag the green line under every letter that should be capitalized. And we have all the lines. So for example, it gives them an example here. I love opening gifts on Christmas. By this time, they know that, the very first sentence, and like I said, it's going over the mints and so forth. The first letter of the sentence should be capitalized, right? So they would just drag the line. Oops. Did I open it? Oh, sorry. It's because you have to view it as.
Yes, it's because we don't have access right now.
Yeah, sorry about that. Let me open up the copy and we'll go over this, how you could have this also. So once you make a copy on the Google Drive, we'll go over, you're gonna have access, for example, right here. So dragging the line under every letter that should be capitalized. So I know that the first letter I on the sentence needs to go capitalized. So I would drag it under the I. Dr. Iglesias, I would drag it. Doctor needs to be capitalized, and so is the I. They're a little bit big, I try to, we try to make it like beneficial for all the students so that they're able to see it and drag it. Like I said, you could do this as a whole group, right? Or you could just assign it to your students on Google Classroom, and we'll go over how to do that. Number 2, my mother and I made sure to cook enough turkey for Thanksgiving. Again, you would drag the lines. Thanksgiving and so forth. So that's how it looks more or less, just like for the first week, and then you have other ones as well for the second and so forth. So again, this is the English, and Ms. Flores will go over the Spanish. And this is just like I mentioned, this is just week 1. But week 2, week 3, week 4, and the rest of the other 6 weeks are aligned similar to each other of how it's presented. The first week is going to be a cover, the first slide, sorry, is going to be a cover page. The next one would be your anchor chart, a video, and then the interactive slide of however you want to present it, as a whole group together or individually for you to get grades. And Ms. Flores will share the Spanish.
Can you see my screen there?
Yes.
Okay. So like he said, it's the same thing. It would be your cover page, sería tu página de cubierta, sería tu cartel de referencia, with the skill, la destreza que estamos haciendo esta semana, sería el video y luego sería algo interactivo. Entonces, por decir aquí, escribe declarativas y la oración afirma o niega algo. Escribe interrogativas y la oración pregunta algo. Coloca la puntuación correcta en cada oración. So we gave a little example for them to see, and then, the arrow, and again, they would just be able to drag it and, paste the punctuation. So it would be the same thing. Now, like Ms. Dalet was saying, yo recomendaría, le estaba diciendo a Ms. Dalet, tal vez puedes hacer, okay, voy a hacer una con ellos porque this is something that I saw. And I actually logged in with my kids. My kids got a tablet from the school, so I made them share their screen. Y lo que vi es que cuando lo abren a través de una tableta, when they open it through an iPad, no les va a salir, like, they're not going to get the Google slide. They're just going to get it like in a PDF format, and they're going to get a pen. So I would explain that to the kids. And I can't really do it right now to show you, but I don't know if y'all were familiar, like when you would post a PDF, the kids would be able to see a pencil and they would be able to write, but they're not able to manipulate this. So this is mostly in a computer. Es algo que me di cuenta cuando estaba viendo con los niños. So like Ms. Dalet was saying, I would really recommend that you, like I personally would do 2 with them, and then, okay, go home and do, or you're at home, right? We're all at home. Pero by yourself, you're going to do the rest. So you're going to have to log in through Google Classroom and do the rest by yourself. So that's the only thing with this, that I would recommend that you model it with the kids and not just assign it, but you can do it together on Wednesday, Thursday, or you could just do like 2 of them and then explain to them that if they have an iPad, what they're gonna see is like a pencil for them to write. So we can go ahead and continue to the next one, Miss Dalet.
Sorry, there's an easier way, but just going forward. So we just went over the modeling of the Google Slides. And then we have the next one.
Okay, so on this one, again, I'm just gonna give you a little reminder on how you access it and then how you're gonna organize your Google Drive. So it's the same thing like the reading. And let me go ahead and you can either access it here from the waffle, the drive, or you can just keyboard, you can type in drive.google.com, either or. And from there, you're going to go to share drives. Right now, you don't have access yet, but you will have it by today. By the end of the day, you go to writing virtual curriculum. And again, like Ms. Alet said, you're going to see both the English and the Spanish, and then you're going to see your grade level. Now you're going to organize it the same way that we have it organized, just for your sake, to have good organization and you can know where to access it. So you're going to first have all the, well, let me go back. So we had it first by languages. So you're going to create these two folders and I'll model that right now. You're going to have it by languages, English, Spanish. Then you're going to have, you don't need to have the grades because you don't have different grades. It's just your grade. Then you're going to have the weeks. And then inside each week, you're going to be able to find your, inside the 6 weeks, I'm sorry, by 6 weeks, you're going to be able to find the weeks. And then inside each week, you're going to have both your activity and your assessment. So each week is going to look the same. Activity, assessment, and so forth. So the way that you would do it on your drive, I'm going to go to my drive. And I have it all messy. That's how it's going to look. What I would do first is I would create a new folder, title it Escritura, Writing Curriculum. And again, this is repetitive to what we did for the reading. It's just how you're going to organize it. I recommend that you all number them. Like you can see I have my numbered. These are other folders, but these are like my timelines. I have all my curriculum there. So you would create that folder, then you would create the two languages, ELA, or you can put English and Spanish. English, new folder, Spanish. And once you have those two folders, you want to create your 6 weeks inside of them. So for now, I'm going to do the Spanish. And you would just create first 6 weeks. Right click, new folder. And I'm sorry, I didn't go through that. Again, it's repetitive. You can click here for new folder, or you can just right click and you would have the new folder. And then second 6 weeks. And I'm just going to go up until the third, but remember, like when you organize it, you would need to have all your 6 weeks. Third 6 weeks. So then once you have your 6 weeks folders, inside them, you would create them by day. Like that's what I would recommend. So I number them and I would, or even if if you just titled it like this, week 1, week 2, week 3, it will put them in order for you. If you have the setting of the name of it to be in order by name. So week 1, semana 1, puntuación. ¿Qué sería semana 2, Mestales? No sé si lo tienes.
Déjame checar. Tienes puntuación y conjunciones. Conjunciones,
okay, puntuación / y conjunciones. Y luego semana 3.
Tienes oraciones compuestas.
Oraciones compuestas. Y luego semana 4.
Tienes oraciones compuestas y artículos. y solo va hasta las 4 semanas, cuarta semana.
Yes. And again, this is just your organization. So once you have it set there, you're going to go to the shared drive, to the writing curriculum, the Spanish, and you're actually able to just make a copy. And again, the copy is going to be made onto your drive. Entonces, semana 1, puntuación, you can select them the way that we've always selected, just by highlighting. You right click, you make a copy, and the copy is going to appear in your drive. And it should actually tell you over here. So copy into files, copy to files into my drive. Right now you're in a shared drive. You want to go back to your drive. So the bad thing with this is like me, I have all of these things, and then you kind of have a hard time telling where it's at, but I see it right here. Tipos de oraciones, y I press control, I highlight this one, and then I'm able to move them. Move to escritura curriculum. Aquí lo tengo. It's the Spanish, it's the second 6 weeks, and it's week 1. So you're there, move here, and then it's going to be repetitive. You're going to do the same thing for each week. So I don't know if anyone has any questions about that.
If you notice real quick, Ms. Flores, sorry. If you notice while I was presenting, you know how I couldn't drag it that first time was because I didn't have the access. I was directly on the curriculum and I didn't make my copy yet. So that's why it's super important for you to make the copies so that you could have access to the edit file, and then you could drag with your students and so forth. If not, it's not going to let you. So I just wanted to point that out.
Now, I know Ms. Juarez also wanted for me to go over how you would assign it. I mean, I think we've all been practicing, right? So we should know. But again, once you have it on your drive, that would be the first step, just having it on your drive. You would go to your Google Classroom, classroom.google.com, and when you go to yours, you go to classwork, you create an assignment, and I'm going to title it, the one that we just did was puntuación, so puntuación. You would add it, it should be on your drive, on your Google Drive. So you get it from my drive, from your Google Drive. Escritura, Spanish, first 6 weeks, no. Spanish, second 6 weeks. And there you would just attach it. That's all you would do. So whenever you go here, just make sure, like in class, you wouldn't just let the kids view it. You would make a copy for each student. So that's where you would assign it, and just the next steps that I think most of us know, but just in case, like I told the kids, it doesn't hurt us to see it again. Just put your due date, your topic. I have it by days, and that would be pretty much it for the assigning it to the kids. On the quizzes, it would be create. I always put quiz assignment, but I think even if you put assignment, I think you can still put a quiz. But these are Google Forms, so they're Google quizzes. So it gives you a blank one. I delete it because I already have one. So you go to Google Drive, My Drive, Escritura, Spanish, and you would just attach it. Now, just a tip for you all. Make sure, let me see if it lets me see it as the administrator. Make sure that when you click here, you click on collect email addresses. They should be set to that because I just said it, but make sure, because this happened to me and I'm going to share. It wasn't clicked on that, and the kids, they turned in their work and I didn't even know who turned in what, because it wouldn't. We did put, like, I know this one doesn't have a question for them to put their name, but you can always add it just for them to put nombre, and you can make it a short answer. So it is required, they have to key it in, but I think it's just better for you to put this, collect email addresses. That way, it'll tell you who turned it in. So just a tip on that, because it happened to me, I have to be honest. We turned it in y no sabía. So that would be the way that you assign it. It would be the same thing. We can go on to the next one, Miss. chat. We are going to begin our meeting. Let me just review the agenda. We do have an activity.
Give me one moment, I'm sharing. Am I sharing?
Yes, you're sharing.
Okay. Alrighty, then we have the student journal samples. Ms. Flores, I don't know if you want to go over, someone mentioned on the chat if you could go over real quick on the sphere.
The sphere, yes, of course. Well, I'm going back and forth. Let me share my screen.
Sí.
Hi, Miss Flores. That's what I tell the kids too. Hi, Miss Flores. So I'm gonna share my whole screen. Let me know if you can see it because I have it extended, so I'm not sure. Can you all see my screen there?
I can see yours, yes.
Yes? Okay, so this is what I mean. Well, let me just go over the sphere. So if you click on this little window, you start typing in sphere. That's how I find it. It's called sphere 2. You click it, and then you're going to get your projector. So my projector is already there. So the sphere, the reason why I like it, and I was explaining to y'all, like if you do it on Google Meets, it comes out backwards. So that's what I don't like. Well, I don't know if it would say backwards, but it's like flipped. So the sphere, I mean, it's just this. It's basically this. It'll show here, but whenever you do it on Google Meets, and I can go over it. This is what I end up doing whenever I share the sphere. What I do is I go to present now, and I click on a window. So here you see the window for sphere. That way when you're sharing, that's the only thing that's going to be sharing. Like I can be moving my computer and the kids are only going to see this window because I didn't share my whole screen. That's how I share it. And I don't know if I can explain myself because I don't know if it'll... Whenever you go here, like if it displays if it's going to display my projector, let's see if it'll show. Stop presenting. Yes, stop presenting. I guess it won't work like that. Video, favor, camera failed. Oh, I think it says I'm using my speaker maybe. No, it's not letting me. Okay, like you all can see it there, right? You see how it's flipped? So that's why I prefer using the sphere. But when you do use the sphere, you do have to present a window. Like here, I'm not presenting. It's just Google Meets automatically. It'll like catch on like, oh, she connected the document camera is connected. Let me get the camera from there. But I don't know if y'all saw right now. Like if you go to settings, you're able to it's either going to display the camera from the Aver, and it says this Aver, that's the brand of the document camera, or you can display like my computer's an HP, so I would display my camera. So there it's failing, I guess, because I don't know if it's because I'm using Teams. But this is why I prefer using Sphere, because I don't like it because I can't really see what the kids are seeing. Like it bothers me. So I just rather present a window, and the window that I'm going to present is the Sphere window. So... And I mean, it doesn't have many tools. What I end up doing is a lot of the times let me stop this. A lot of the times what I end up doing is I freeze it because I'm over here, my desk is very small, but I freeze it that way the kids can, we're writing notes and they're going to be able to see the notes. Let me take it off. So remember, you have to present a window. You can even present your whole screen if you'd like, and they'll still be able to see. But I just like presenting a window because that way the kids' visualizer is used by another AP. That way the kids won't see as I'm moving along screens. Because sometimes I move to see Diana Ramirez and stuff. I'm moving, but the kids are just seeing the window for the sphere. So I don't know why it's fading. I guess because I'm using stop sharing.
I think because you're using Teams.
I'm using it with Meet. Oh, I'm using it with Teams. I know that. No, I know it automatically también. It'll automatically like catch that it's connected.
I know that a lot of teachers have struggled with it.
Yeah, and we're there. Yeah. So let me see.
Someone mentioned unplug your document reader.
What did they mention?
Unplug your document reader. Maybe connect it again. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a program that I use. It doesn't have many things. I mean, it has I always explore the whiteboard. It has several things, but I usually just use it for on visualizer here at the top. We have the side by side. Get to see me again. The whiteboard, but I just use it for this to display, which is what we really do want the kids. We want to continue for the kids to be doing their I do, we do, you do. And I know another thing that I saw for the you do, I think up next is where I was going to present on this, right, Miss?
Yes. Yes.
I know the really, really hard thing is the you do, like for the kids to show us that they're doing something. So the I do, the we do, it usually, I mean, it can be done through the journal. But something that I was exploring with my kids today, and I actually really liked it, they just added the Google Jamboard. So they just added that. I mean, they always had the Google Jamboard, but now you can just click on a button on your Google Meets, and the kids are able. Because the strategy that I use a lot with my kids for formative assessment, like a way to assess as we're going, as I'm still giving the lesson, is the 1, 2, 3 showdown. I love 1, 2, 3 showdown, and I think I always talk about it. But I just think it's a faster way where I can see everyone like on the spot, you know, as if they were to give me an exit ticket, pues de aquí a que me siente, got todos los exit tickets. I like it a way that I can, like, in a way that I can just see everyone and see how they're doing. So they just added, if you go here to the settings, the 3 little dots, they added the whiteboard. So you start a new whiteboard, and I tested it with my kids because a lot of them have tablets from the school. So they're able to go from, like, the meet stays in the background and the Jamboard opens up. So you just won't be able to see the camera while they're answering, but it's because they're on Jamboard. But the meets won't hang up. So we did this, and I was basically, I mean, this is a way for them. What I did for it to work, I modeled, like, I went over it with them. I told them, okay, so this is like a whiteboard. This is your pen that you can change to a highlighter, to a brush, to a marker. You have your eraser, you have your button to select, you have your sticky notes. I taught them how to put a sticky note, and they were putting sticky notes there. So you can add a picture, and I know I really like the picture part because today we were doing theme, and the theme was why the sky is far away. It was not to waste food, so they actually went and they looked up like wasting food, and they put like a picture. So I taught them to do that, which really helps for comprehension, that visual. I taught them that they could insert shapes whenever we're going to do math. I taught them how to use the text, and then, well, this is just like to point to what you're doing, right? But what I did is I just posted, like, maybe here you would post the instructions. So I would do it using text, and I would model. I would say, always first put your name. So a lot of them were doing with stickies. No sé por qué les gustó. I told them it's your choice. You can use the marker, the pen, the stickies, the text box. So escribe 5 oraciones usando diferente puntuación. And then I trained them, like, okay, vas a ir, and the bad thing is I couldn't add the accent, I know. Les dije, it adds, you can do up to 20. Today it only let me up to 20. Entonces les dije, vas a ir, vas a crear un nuevo Jamboard, una nueva pizarra, y ahí me vas a escribir las 5 oraciones. So that's a way for them to do the you do, because like I told you, I really like the formative assessment. Like, I don't like just talking. Okay, let me stop and see what the kids, are they grasping anything? So I think that's a safe way to do it, or just a way to do it. If you don't want them to put their names, they don't have to. but I know I was making them just for accountability. And this does stay saved. So right now I'm gonna name it example, and it's gonna appear on your drive. So everything that the kids did, it's gonna be on your drive. If you want it for the like a quick way to just see like, okay, so what did you all do? And let me show you, like, I titled it on my drive, I titled it example. So that this is what I don't like, the messiness, that it doesn't go to a folder, but I don't really think, I'm not sure if you can save it to a folder.
I tried. I haven't been able to figure it out either.
Yes, porque mira, ahí no me sale, pero like the ones that I did with the kids today, the Jamboards, they're there. So this is what the kids were doing. So like we did a question, and right away they were able to answer me and they came back. So like some of them no contestaron nada, o sea, or this one, you know, he answered and he put a little visual. So that's what I really liked. But the way that the kids would see it is whenever you share a Jamboard, when you click on there, the kids are able to see it here through a link. And I know if they log off, they're gonna be like, Miss, like, you didn't share that, you know, I can't see. So what I ended up doing is I would have to copy and paste it again for the kids to see it. Because some of them, they got kicked out. Because the thing is, I ended up doing different Jamboards. It only allows you up to 20. After 20, it wasn't allowing me. So that would be the thing. But it's like they don't have their little whiteboards and they can show you what they did. So I like that. And the kids enjoyed it too. It was just a different way for them to give me, you know, something, and it's a formative assessment. I see what they did, and you know, he just did his name. Pero bueno. So
did you add the extension, or it
no,
came out automatic? Because some
no,
I have Ms. Garza mentioning that she doesn't see the Jamboard on her Google Meets.
I didn't add an extension. I didn't. I thought it was. I know Google Meets is adding features, like they added the host controls, que salió hace como 3, 4 días, y luego eso apenas lo vi el Jamboard, lo vi ayer. I saw it yesterday. I know you can even do it the other way, which is just go to jamboard.google.com and you just share the link with the kids. Pero Pero so pues again, if they have that button. Oh, and another tip, whenever you do that Jamboard, here you would have to create a new one. Well, actually, I think it's if you just create a new one, and then you can share the link with the kids. You just copy this link and you type it in the chat. But this is another thing really fast before I forget. Whenever you do that, so they're going to be able to see that Jamboard. But I did what I was doing because I was trying to explain to them. So I didn't want them to get ahead porque todos se conectaron y estaban dibujando. So I learned that first I'm not going to, like right here, if you go to share, let me do that again. If you go to share, you do have to make sure that that anyone in this group can view. You do have to make sure that they're editors. While I was explaining to them, I had them as viewers. Y luego, whenever I finished activity, también I would los quitaba otra vez just as viewers so we could discuss what they wrote. But while they are writing, they have to be as editors. So just a tip on that. And I mean, you can share it even by copying this link at the top. But I didn't add an extension. I didn't. It just appeared there for me. I thought it was a Google update, a Google Meets update. That's what I thought.
Okay. And then I have Ms. Juarez asking if you could show your notebook again real quick because she's new to the grade level and she would like an idea.
Yes. So this one over here, right?
Yeah, on the sphere. I guess just.
Yes, so on the sphere, I know last year, and I love this curriculum, to be honest. Ms. Ada suggested that we have a table of contents, which I love because it's like, it's a way for them to go back. Like whenever, no me acuerdo que son los sustantivos singulares, en qué página está, I like having them number it. So I like the table of contents, and basically always have the kid's number, always have them write both of their names, write my name, the teacher's name, write the date. So they're practicing the capitalization in the month, they're practicing the comma after the number, after the date, and then write the subject. So I basically, we're going to go over the page right now, how it looks, but it's just the I do, the we do. This is all the I do. The we do, and then the you do, it's it would be, like I said, either in the chat, on the Jamboard, whatever you decide to have them. But it's really hard. I tried doing this with the kids, but it's like so hard with the camera, me personally. But you can do that, right? It's up to you, whatever works for you. So I don't know if that's what you wanted to see, Miss
Suarez. Was that okay? Is there a specific? Not sure if there was a specific idea. She just wanted, yes, she said, yes, thank you.
Oh,
okay.
Bueno. Awesome. So that would be it on the sphere. I don't know if y'all have any questions on that.
So basically it's just going over, you know, that everything else stays the same, you know, the notes that's on the guidelines and everything for barrier wise, it's just adding to the interactive slides that we created and that, you know, we went over, it's just adding to that. So what Ms. Flores went over in regards to the spheres, how to work it, how to use it, how a little bit of ideas of how you could do your, you know, we do part and you do part, sorry. So that's beneficial, right? And that's why I liked, I mean, you all as teachers do amazing things, right? As a CLO, I see it. So it was just a little bit of ideas that I suggested maybe it's a good idea to share with other teachers. That way they're familiarized with what they have available for them, right? So if there's anything in specific in terms of like if you want to see the interactive slides again, if you want to see the test itself, let us know on the chat and we'll go over that real quick. Let me go back to the presentation itself.
Yes, and another thing is that the Google Slides, they are meant to be more asynchronous. You could say, like Ms. Areti, you could do it whole group, but also it would be a way for you to give the kids an activity because the notes are basically what you're going to be doing with them, right? But the Google Sites, they can be asynchronous, and that's why they're going to stay with that anchor chart and the video. That way, when the kids are doing it by themselves at home, they still have those notes, like, oh, no me acuerdo lo que dijo la Miss, ¿verdad? Ah, mira, aquí hay un cartel de referencia, aquí está el video, puedo regresar. So, just a side note on that.
Yes, very important. Thank you. So yes, the journal samples stay the same. That's, you know, in your journals. And this one's the one in Spanish. And then just going over a little bit more, like, you know, of reminders, you know, not to make the copies of the fourth barrier journal itself, you know, always write and model it, and checking your students. So Ms. Flores did give ideas of how you could monitor your students, because it like everything virtual, it's a little bit different to actually show on camera, right? So maybe the Jamboard could help out a little bit, and that's an idea that you all may want to implement. If not, then you will continue doing however it is that you're checking your understanding, which I'm sure that you all are experts on that. So if there's anything in specific with any feedback or questions and concerns in terms of the curriculum itself, again, we were blessed to have the opportunity to do this for you. If there's any suggestions that you might have, you know, we're finishing off, we're still working, whatever it is that you all need, we could always look into it as maybe as an update or add if we have the time to add them for you. So just let them know. You could always reach out to any of these wonderful ladies here for the English language arts, Ms. Neva Miramontes or Ms. Gongora, Ms. Salinas or Ms. Venegas or Ms. Villarreal herself. And that's it on our part. We did finish a little bit early. We know that you all are very, very busy with your students and calling parents, and like I said, that's up to you all, you know, but if there's anything in specific that you might want us to go over or anything like that, we could always take a little bit more time on that. We'll stick around here a little bit longer for you. But other than that, if you do have anything, if you want to get started on your folders and organizing that way, like, you know, just the way Ms. Flores had shared with you, that way you have that ready and you could just make their copies and add them on there whenever they're available for you.
Ms. Juarez, also maybe, I know, because I know in my grade level, there was like a teacher that's new to third grade. He had been in third grade before, but he's new. But if they want us to model just the notebook that I do, that we do, you do, because I know we were trained on it 2 years ago and last year too, but I don't know if there's anyone that would just, and it's super simple. It would take maybe like 10 minutes, but in case they need that, we can stay for that.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So yes, just let us know. Like I said, other than that, if there's any specific questions, like with for any of these ladies, or for us, you could always reach out to us. Thank you all very much. Hopefully this benefited you for your classroom and future. Like I said, we added those for you. Let us know what you all think, and any feedback would be greatly appreciated from you all. So thank you and enjoy your afternoon. Again, we'll stick around in case you all need any additional help or any other questions that you may have.
Teachers, before you leave, I did add a evaluation form. If you can please complete that before you leave, it really means a lot. We want to get your feedback. These Google Slides, like they mentioned, you can use them asynchronous or synchronous, and they will be provided for the rest of the school year. So I know sometimes grades is an issue, and I know a lot of you all are implementing writing with your reading block. Well, with these activities, when you go over your 40 Farrier, the students can do this at home with their parents. They have the video, they have the anchor charts, and you can collect 2 grades, the activity grade and the assessment grade. So these teachers worked very hard to make that for you. I hope you all enjoy. If you have any issues, any questions in regards to how to organize, you can always reach out to Ms. Góngora, Ms. Viramontes, Ms. Venegas, Ms. Salinas, and myself, as well as Ms. Flores and Ms. Juarez. Please take the time to complete this evaluation. I am sending it again through the chat. Let me just give me 1 minute so that I can check that link for you. Please do not leave, because we really want you to have, we want to have your feedback. Give me 1 moment. Give me 1 moment. Here I am. Here we go. It should let you know. It says it doesn't exist. Okay. Let me. Sandra, if you're there, we can't access the evaluation form. We will give you, is there any way that you can add it in here? Because I'm adding it and it's not letting them do it. It says it doesn't exist.
I think there's a space between the F and the J.
Another tab.
Oh, here we go.
Copy the link and paste it on Google Chrome.
There we go. There we go. It should work. Perfect.
Yeah, there was a little space.
Thank you. I hope you all enjoyed.
These are like experts. They're amazing.
I know.
I think after
Miss Irene, you said you wanted us to model the 40 Farrier, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, of course. Anything for Irene. I'm like, I saw Maria and I'm like,
doing 3rd grade, so I'm like a baby.
You'll do awesome, Miss Irene. You're an awesome teacher.
Thank you.
I was gonna put on the chat, I miss you, but I'm like, no, I'll tell her later. Okay, Miss Irene, so have you looked at, I'm sure you looked at the timeline, right? Look at the guidelines?
Yes.
Bueno, so, I mean, that basically, it tells you, like, what you're going to be covering, la destreza, la regla, el ejemplo, y luego los materiales que puedes usar from 40 Farrier. I don't have those pages, so, and the rights.
And so that 4th Farrier, because I'm new, is that like a workbook or?
Bueno, no. Es que
Is that just that page you put in there?
She went out.
No, I'm still here. I just have bad quality.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the country. So yes.
These 40 Farrier pages, is Sandra Salinas still there?
Let me check for you.
You're all the way at the bottom, I think, Flores.
No, it's because I think the English has them, but this doesn't have them. Look. Remember you saw all those notes about it?
Sí.
We don't have them. I think they come from the training. They're like just notes. But you don't really need them, miss. I'm going to show you right now. This is from Right Source, the workbook, which was right now we're not using it. You're going to have those activities, so you don't need the Right Source.
Okay.
But just when we go back to school, it's from the workbook. I know we have a hardcover, and then we have a workbook.
Okay, I've seen those in the room.
Yes. So we have those. Ahorita no encuentro mi workbook. Y el diario de gramática es el que siempre hacemos.
So it's basically teaching the skill, the rule, and then going through the whole book. And you said we start off with a writing journal?
Yes, well, basically those are extra resources for you to use. But the ones that is like a non-negotiable, which they just read last year and it's really good, is like el diario de gramática, que es esto, just keeping a journal.
Okay.
And doing notes with them. So the way that you do it is first, like here I give you the example, right, of what it should look like. So first you make sure that the kids put all of this at the top, right? What I put right, well, I'm not even.
Yes, like the way you did it on yours. Yes.
Yes. Y luego, this is like your direct instruction. So yo les digo, okay, la regla que vamos a aprender hoy es que todos los nombres que indican un lugar geográfico específico se escriben en mayúscula, right? And that's just you talking, like that's your direct instruction.
Right.
Y luego les dices ejemplos de estos, which is why it says yo hago, because it's your direct, it's you do, I do. La Quebrada del Toro, y como ven, ¿verdad? Empieza con mayúsculas, porque es un lugar geográfico, ¿verdad? Parque Nacional San Juan, y ahí están viendo las mayúsculas. And I mean, you can add little things, like if you want to highlight it, you can highlight it, right? Like I would probably do it, just to show a visual.
Okay.
Like highlight all the... Y luego, Nevado de Cachi, o sea, and that's your direct instruction. And then you're going to prompt them, okay. Entonces ya les hice ejemplos. Ahora nosotros vamos a hacerlo juntos. Ustedes ayúdenme a escribir oraciones completas utilizando lugares geográficos, right? And I mean, I usually make them stand up y les digo, una oración comienza con letra mayúscula, termina con puntuación, hago un punto así, y tiene que tener 8 palabras o más, te tiene que decir quién y qué, like I review that, right? Okay. And then this is where you would prompt the kids, like, okay, vamos a hacer una oración. And what I do before this, I would actually have them come up with 5 examples of a proper noun. Es lo que yo haría, o sea, de un lugar geográfico. That's what I would do. And then I would make them do sense. But just so that you know that it's the lesson cycle. Like this was your direct instruction. It was just you talking, just telling them. Y luego you're actually prompting them. Like, okay, ahora ustedes denme ejemplos de 5 lugares. Ahora vamos a hacer 5 oraciones juntas. And I don't know if I'm cutting off because it says bad network on my part. And then if you were in the class, you would be able to do this, which is the hard part. But you see, those that
that's why you can use a Jamboard, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Pares bilingües o ustedes hacen. And that's just your checking, are they getting it? En pares bilingües, ¿verdad? You would make them escribe oraciones completas y luego ya individual. Well, here for the individual, I would say we're giving them like that Wednesday activity, that Thursday activity. Or you could have them do it, on the chat or on your Google Class, or you could even have them do it on the journal, nomás que te lo enseñan así en la cámara.
Okay.
Yeah, but just making sure that you do direct instruction, teach them the rule, and then you guided practice, y luego ya you're going to have a way for them to write it for you. Pero es la misma actividad, escribe oraciones, escribe. That way it's very repetitive, and by the end, I would always see that my kids liked it because they knew what to do, because I had modeled for them.
Yes, so, I guess for the individual, you could always create like an assignment page or something, and then just have little text boxes where they could type something or write something. Something simple, basic.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why we actually did is we created those activities where they identify, cuáles son tus, because that's the harder part, but you want to have a way to assess where they're getting it, just put a line under abajo de los lugares geográficos, o sea, de los
Okay.
sitios propios, así. Those are
Alright.
where our activities come in. I don't know if you had any other question, Miss.
No, that was it, because like I said, it's the writing is like, I know we're getting them ready for 4th grade. That's not the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, picking up on whatever they need from 2nd grade. And then I was fortunate that I came from 2nd with my own kids. So I have my own
Yes.
students again. So I know how they are.
Yes. No, and the thing is with the 40 fair trainers, like they, because you know, they're es bastante with the reading and the math, right? So what you want to give them is a very good solid foundation in the grammar part. That way,
Right.
like when they're in 4th grade, for sure they pass at least that, the part, la parte de revision, correction, corrección y
Yes.
revisión. So that's what the 40 fair lady told us. You know, she's like, the period is taking off their grades a lot, but you want to give them like a very good solid foundation on their grammar. Yeah, the
Uh-huh.
conventions, they call it
Okay.
conventions.
Makes sense.
And I love that I do, we do, you do. I love it. Like, los que me gustaba mucho. Because they knew what to do. By the end, since you do, I do, we do, the you do, they already knew what to do. So that's
Okay.
what the feedback that I have from.
Well, you all did awesome. I love the presentation. Your slides were very colorful. You were very interactive. Your pace was really good. So I hung in there. Thank you. Yes. And I'll do the evaluation right now. Glad
Awesome,
to
thank
see
you.
you
Danos
again.
puros five. What's the highest?
You don't even have to tell me. It's given. It was very good. I liked it a lot. Being from somebody new, you know, it's like, I'm not new to the profession. I'm just new to the grade level again. I did 3rd grade many, many years ago, but then coming from 2nd grade and now the emphasis, learning the curriculum, and then during this pandemic, you know, it's like, what?
Oye, yo ahorita todas somos nuevas porque we're learning how to teach online. That's hard.
Mm-hmm. But remember, I don't know if you took the class with one of our last classes that we had with a lady. I don't know if you did a digital literacy class
Yes.
when we're doing our masters.
Later?
With Ms. Venegas, Dr. Venegas.
No, it was it was another lady, and I don't know, but I did digital literacy. One of my last classes was digital literacy.
I think it was Dr. Leja, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
No?
it was another lady.
Es que ya ves que we took different classes. Como a veces ellas.
Leja.
Yes, it wasn't Leja. It was another. It was she had long hair and very calm, and we had to do
any long hair
the digital literacy. We had to do digital literacy, so it was like, wow, it came in handy.
Miss Flores, I'm so sorry. Do you want to stop recording? So this.
Yes, so we don't get personal. Well, thank you for staying with me anyway, because I really needed I wanted a little bit more